spooktober episode.
Yeah, we're still going with that, eh?
Any chance I get, I'll whack out the spooktober.
Yeah, we're still on some spooky shit. So, and we've actually got some spooky stuff to talk about.
I'm your co-host, by the way.
I'm James, that's Sam.
We keep forgetting to introduce ourselves.
People will get it eventually.
Yeah, we'll get it eventually.
No promises. But to start off, should we talk about what we've been doing, what we've been reading, watching?
Scouring the archives, that's what we've been doing. We're trying to think of new names. And sorry, Mr. Sunday, we're trying not to rip you off.
Yeah.
It's hard, though.
It's really hard.
You have any idea how difficult being original is?
No.
Like 10 difficult.
No, because all we do is rip off. So.
True that.
So, yeah, what you been up to, Sam?
Well, I've been kind of like slacking it in the spooks recently because I've just been trying to get more Overwatch loot boxes, and they've all been garbage.
Yeah,
they've been garbage.
Did you say you got like Torbjorn or something?
No.
Oh, was that for the Olympics?
That was the Olympics when I got his skin. So yeah, thanks.
You got Toblerone.
Yeah, I got a skin for a character who I've played literally 15 minutes of, whereas I've clocked like 10 hours on Anna.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks Blizzard. Anyway, I've been falling behind with that, but I did watch the Evil Dead remake reboot.
How is that? I was meaning to watch that when it came out, but never got around to it.
It's pretty much what I hoped it would have been, where it's just the first film, but with much better special effects, and it does a few things differently, and obviously it's a make or break that there isn't any Bruce Campbell in it, but he was what, like 50 when they were making that, so obviously you can't.
And he has such an image to him. If you're not trying to make a goofy movie, you can't have him even as a cameo, really, because he's just too distracting. He's got that personality.
He's like a game show host now.
He is, yeah.
Back when he was much younger, when they were doing that for like a shoestring budget, it worked much well because he wasn't like it wasn't it's Bruce Campbell, it was some no name guy.
Yeah, and even after the first one, like even in the second one, it's
the second one was where the comedy starts.
Yeah, where he got his personality really carved out. Yeah, and all that shit. So.
Basically, in this version, they change it up a little bit by they have a group of friends, and this guy and his sister. They go to the cabin in the woods, and they're there because they want to help the main girl go cold turkey.
Yeah. That was an interesting premise to start out with.
Yeah, so like they're sticking about there. Then they find like some spooky shit in the bottom, and they're like, "Look, this is weird, but we got to stick it out. We got to stay here." And that's when
what will get you off meth? Demons. That's the cure for this.
Anyway, they stay there, and then like it almost gets to the point where like, dude, just leave. But like just before that point, they're like, okay, look, we're leaving. This is getting too spooky. And then they get there, and like a flood has like just gone like mental and like taken away loads of the road, and they can't get across. And it follows like similar beats, but then it changes up some other stuff about the film, and like they don't like tell you more about the Necronomicon or like where it came from, but like they show like just enough more to where it's like, oh, that's cool, because like they talk. I can't remember in the original if they talk about what happens if everyone gets killed, but in this one, it like says like when it claims all the souls in the cabin, the Dark One will rise and blood will rain from the sky.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So that's all it really gives you, and it sets up for a really cool scene at the end. And yeah, it's just it's a lot more updated effects, and I was concerned about the tree rape scene.
I was about to bring up, So how's that tree rape?
First, I want to ask you, how do you feel about the original one?
It's a bit heavy, but it's like a bit heavy-handed, but it's a horror film, so it's,
I know Sam Raimi regrets having it in his film.
Yeah. It's a bit gratuitous.
Yeah, with this one, it happens, but they change it in a way where, because like, I'm just the kind of person where even if it's done tastefully, it can still really just disturb me, because rape is just something I find incredibly unsettling, even in like just films in general. But in this one, I was more okay with it than the original one because in this one it's
brave for them to even do it. I mean, like in these
it's
times,
infamous.
like doing anything like that is like you're playing with fire right there.
Yeah. It serves more of a purpose because, like, obviously in the original one, it's to show that the demons or whatever it is that came from the Book of the Dead are there to brutalize them. But in this one, I can't remember if it does it more if it shows it off more in the original film, but in this one, basically, if you get some kind of like liquid of one of the Deadites in you, or like these black spores, then you start to become one of the Deadites, and it kills you and brings you back. And in this one, when the trees grab her, it brings out like it starts to create the premonition of the spirit of the Deadite trying to possess her, and like it has this like double of the girl. I'm very bad with names. I can't remember her name. Like the girl's trying to go cold turkey, and it shows like a double of her, and she like vomits out the black ooze that possesses you, and then it slithers up her leg. And yeah, it's still obviously a bit uncomfortable, but I feel like it served more of a purpose other than the trees rape her.
That's the main thing with any kind of rape in film is like you have to have something a point to it. You know, it's a story point, or you can't just have rape just as a random thing in the film. Like it's got to mean something.
Yeah.
Since it is such a contentious thing.
Yes.
Yeah. But overall good film. Like
it's very gory. It's got some like really like nice imagery, and it's just like the character. They try to do a bit more with the characters, like a tiny bit more, and like they don't like try and like shove it in your face of trying to develop the characters, but they try to do a little bit more with it, and it's just like I can live with it, I can live without it, whatever. And then it's all very, very. The ending is very rad because kind of spoilers, but the Dark One rises out of the ground, and it rains fucking blood.
Nice.
So everything is drenched in blood, and she does. The girl, she gets the chainsaw at the end.
Okay.
And
cool.
she fights that thing with a chainsaw.
Cool.
It's
cool.
Very nice.
I mean, we'll be talking about the improper use of chainsaws later on in a different film.
Yeah.
But it sounds like they handled it pretty well.
True that.
So yeah. Yeah, no, considering horror remakes, I mean, that is such a... Remakes in general, can really go off the rails, but especially horror remakes very rarely get done right, so I'm quite happy to know that actually went well.
Yeah. I think I still prefer 1 and 3, and like, I know that's an odd thing to say. Everyone says 2's their favourite, but like honestly, like
no, I like 3.
Two was good, but like I feel like 3 committed more to the comedy aspect of it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because like 1 was supposed to be this weird parody remake of the first one, and like that's just where I was like, I could just watch the first one.
Yeah, I feel like I remember a lot
more. Or
the
third one.
Yeah, I remember a lot more from 3 that of stuff happening.
I mean, 2 had some really great moments. I mean, that's where Groovy came from. And that's where like he got his boomstick and put the chainsaw on his hand. So like I do have a lot of respect for 2, but like I laughed more at 3, and I really like 1 for just being this like gritty, grimy, gross horror film that was like really good for a shoestring budget film.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, good thing that's a pretty decent movie. Anything else you've been watching?
The only other thing I was like watching, I don't really have much to say about it, especially since it's not spooky. Was I gave Ruby another shot?
Oh,
yeah. How's
that?
I'm liking it more. Season 1 is definitely weaker.
And I couldn't get through season 1.
It's
yet, at least.
Yeah, it's one of the few times where I've realized like the only time where I can say you've got to make it to season 2, and that's when it starts getting good, is when a show is like an hour and a bit in total length. That's how long Ruby is, roughly just over an hour. Season 1.
That's fair.
And season 2 starts to get more interesting. Like the characters they didn't do it for me in the first one, and it felt a little bit weeby at times.
Little bit? That's what you...
That's me being
It's
generous.
very. Let's go with very.
It's season 2 dials back the weeb, and it's the animation is better, and I think like season 3 and looks like 4 is where the animation like gets much better.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah, because the stuff outside of the astounding choreography can be a bit. Ugh.
Yeah, that just the CGI anime of like the mouth movements and like the robotic like arm stuff and just like, you know, and the walking and running just like it's like, is this fucking Beast Wars circa 1996, please?
Yeah, I remember like one of my like criticisms of the first one is that, look, this is very impressive for like an indie sort of project from Rooster Teeth, but
it's like, hey, if YouTubers who weren't being paid for this made this, that's a good try.
Yeah,
but let's be real here.
Yeah, like there's bits of like you can animate like gods when it comes to fight scenes.
Yeah,
but then like there's a scene where they're running across the field and it looks so bad.
Running in Nightmares.
Yeah, it's that. It is running in Nightmares. It's for those of you who don't know what Running in Nightmares is, it's, you've probably seen the gif of 60s Spider-Man where he says quickly, and they do like a running cycle of him like 3x4, and they're just like dragging it across. It's not having him like almost like realistically making contact with the floor. It's just they're dragging a running cycle rather.
Yeah, and it doesn't fit at all with the speed that he's going at.
Exactly.
So it just looks like he's like swimming through treacle as he runs.
Yeah, There was like moments of that, like, dude, I know you're a more independent project, but oh my god.
Yeah, there's some basic physics that are being disobeyed there.
And like and to be fair, like when it comes to something like jumping, like normal jumping, that's hard to do in good animation.
Yeah, but
so I'll let that slide.
I'll let that slide. But like walking and running, you really need to get those cycles down.
Yeah, because I'm gonna notice that more than jumping, man.
Absolutely.
Because at least with like they've got like superhuman jumps, that looks fine.
Yeah, that kind of disguises it a little bit.
Yeah, but like the characters have started to like get less annoying. And
good.
Yeah. And there's other characters who continue to be like the more likable ones, like Nora, the one with the red hair and the shield. She continues to be very likable.
Okay.
Oh, no, not Nora. Oh god.
Is there still a gang of Jim Sterlings in there?
Yes, they come back.
Good.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
I'm thinking Nora. I'm thinking of the one with the hammer who boops.
Okay.
The nose of Monty who's sadly passed away, which is kind of lame.
But the most important thing is that there's a gang of Jim Sterlings in there.
Yes. Sadly, they don't get beaten up.
Oh.
Or like furiously masturbate like Jim is one to do.
Furiously
masturbates while he's getting beaten up.
Yeah. No, that
just
sounds,
like the real Jim.
That sounds like Jim.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all the stuff you've been watching.
Yeah.
Well, I've got two things to talk about. One, went to Nightvale Live a couple of nights ago. That was real good.
He's wearing a t-shirt, guys.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Can you hear my t-shirt? It's loud. No, it was a really good show. It was like I was kind of worried about it because like because the thing about Nightvale, it's presented this whole radio show, and a lot of the descriptions involved, they kind of work best without you having a real visual for it. Like I'm impressed by the fan arts, being able to just like come up with the designs for characters that aren't really described properly.
So with the show, I'm guessing like you're all in a room. There was a table with Nightvale Man.
Yeah.
And they had like, was there like multiple people? Like,
there's multiple people. Most of it was Cecil. Just serenading us with his buttery voice.
Yeah,
but,
and I'm guessing there was like a projector like with
no, but it's like just getting to see the people like in front of the voices. Like it's because obviously like there's fan conceptions about what these characters would look like, and like Cecil, like even though he's never described in the show, there's just this general conception of what he's meant to look like in all the fan art. There's just a consensus around it, and it's weird seeing Cecil walk out, who he's a cool looking guy, but he's bald and like has a mustache, and it's not exactly what people were expecting. And like obviously because he's physically there, he has to do all these physical movements to match up with stuff.
Right.
And it's a different skill, so it's like it's a very different experience to actually listening to the show on its own. But it was great. Like they had Eliza Rickman there to play a couple of her songs. She's been on Nightvale a couple of times, so that was really good to have live music there. She did play 5 songs before they came on, which I feel like some people in the room were getting a little antsy because like we really wanted to see or hear Cecil. But like, I really liked her music, so I was totally happy with it.
So, did he read like new stories or some classics?
Yeah, entirely new, an entirely new Nightvale episode with ghost stories and stuff. So so really, really good stuff.
Is Nightvale like an anthology, or is it continuous?
Oh yeah, it's a continuous story. This one wasn't necessarily like there wasn't any major continuity changing stuff that happened in this episode. I do remember a while back they did a live episode which had some really important stuff that happened in it, but it seems like they're not doing that, at least for this tour. It was there's some important backstory stuff in there for Cecil that changes some of the stuff, but it doesn't like really affect anything that's going on in the main plots right now. And a lot of the Nightvale plots, it's because it's a radio show, a lot of it's like happening like over there, so it's not necessarily stuff you need to know for every episode going in.
So I'm guessing like Cecil is really more of a character than the people he talks about.
Kind of, yeah, because like he's the only consistent, the only voice that's in every episode. So like you get to know a lot of the stuff that's happening with him, or like the stuff that's in his backstory. Like the other characters are just radio guests and everything. So it's the people that they had there. They had Joseph Fink, the creator of it. He's voiced a bunch of different characters, but they had him on, and Jeffrey Kramer and a few of the other ones.
They had Kramer from Seinfeld.
yeah, but they killed another intern. That was funny, because I went there with our friend Louise, and she was saying like, oh wow, the intern in the latest episodes, like he's doing really well, he survived, and like they kill him off in this episode.
So what, is the intern like a red shirt?
Basically, yeah.
Okay,
right. They've lost so many interns, and slight spoilers for this one, but basically he dies because someone left a jet engine in the fridge.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the kind of shit that happens in Nightvale.
So what, like wormholes in fridges and shit?
Yeah, but basically like one of the other employees just left a jet engine in the fridge. He goes to check on it, gets splattered, but there's an extra dimensional hole in the wall right next to the fridge, which so his soul is screaming out, was trying to tell him not to do that, but he's still there to chat with them. So
all right.
So yeah,
wouldn't you?
Yeah. The whole show, it was set in like the whole show was in All Saints Church in Hove, and it's a massive church, so it was like really good acoustics and like massive gothic architecture, so it fit really well for all the spooky shit they were talking about.
Oh man, whenever I hear people talk about Nightvale, it didn't sound all that spooky to me.
It is so spooky. There's so many spooky things.
It sounds like Gravity Falls spooky. Like that's a little bit spooky, and then the rest of the time it's kind of tame spook.
Oh, no, there's some comedy stuff in there, but like the stuff that's like where they go spooky with the ghost stories, or like talking about the dog park, or the hooded figures,
the raining penises.
That there's a lot of gay shit. But dicks do not literally fall from the sky yet. They haven't done that.
Building to that probably.
And all the stuff with the rival town of Desert Bluffs, which they all worship the smiling god.
Okay.
And they're all like they're all like brainwashed and constantly smiling. They take over Nightvale in a couple of episodes.
That sounds pretty
cool. It gets really spooky in those episodes. Right. So there's really good stuff in Nightvale. So
yeah, I don't doubt that's good.
Yeah. No, you need to get into that.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah. No, but I was really happy I went to that. It was certainly not a disappointment. I booked that like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Like when they first put tickets on sale, and then like a week or two ago, I was like, oh wow, that's I forgot about that. That's happening. So it was a really nice treat to go for that.
Yeah.
And I got a shirt out of it.
Yeah.
I also got to chat with Disparition, the guy who does the music for all of it. Like he was just outside the back smoking a cigarette. So got to chat with him about Really, I was really surprised that Disparition was just one guy.
Yeah.
So I had to apologize. Like, oh, sorry, I thought you were like a whole band. He's like, no, just me. So he's like Gavin. Like, he looks a lot like Gavin from Miracle of Sound as well.
Spooky.
Yeah. So, but
does he just work on Nightvale? Does he do anything else?
Apparently he's got a band like in New York that he gets together with occasionally. But
cool.
But I think Nightvale's like a major thing for him, because like he does the music for every episode, which is, they come out per month, so he's got a consistent thing going there.
Sweet.
Yeah. The other thing I started watching is Black Mirror, the new season of Black Mirror that started on Netflix. Also spooky. There's this episode about playtesting where basically it's this guy gets an implant in his neck called a mushroom, and it just gets him to see like freaky shit and like he basically goes to this house for a playtest where it's this is a house that was used for like a spooky game, like they modeled it.
Yeah.
And he just has to spend one night there
With a mushroom in his neck.
Yeah, but basically it like data mines his brain to find like the things that will scare him most. And,
Okay.
And he just like he gets to see it, but like things start going wrong.
I should probably watch Black Mirror at some point.
It's really good.
Yeah,
It's really good.
I've heard some of the, like Scott's described some episodes to me like that sounds fucking horrifying.
Yeah,
Like in a more modern version of the Twilight Zone kind of.
it is exactly that. That's what a lot of people have described it as. It's it's playing a lot on a lot of modern fears. Like there's this whole thing now because people are dying and leaving their Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
There's this thing where there's a few services where it will create an AI based on your tweets and keep tweeting for you after death.
A ghost in the shell.
Yeah. So like you're tweeting from beyond the grave, and basically.
Have you ever said that out loud?
Yes. Yeah, and each time I do have to pause like that. So yeah, you can tweet beyond the grave now, and there's one episode where it's set for like a few decades in the future, where this company can do that to create a bot of anyone that you know. So like it just like mines all your social data, and like creates a voice for it, and then creates a body for it. So
oh my god!
So it's basically like this recreation of the person after death. And it's like there's just loads of stuff like that where it's like thinking about like modern trends and where things are going.
Like weird, spooky, ethical sort of modern horror.
Yeah. And then there's one where the Prime Minister has to fuck a pig. But
Yeah.
it plays to a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. I mean, that turned out to be a documentary, so that was the most accurate episode. You know?
Yeah, but I did know that he had a field day on Twitter.
Oh god, I mean, like Charlie Brooker is just, like, imagine him waking up to that and he's like, "Oh, I know
it's Christmas."
I know where this is going. Like, it's like I was right.
Do you think like when he woke up and saw the news, he's like, "Oh god, I'm kind of scared to check Twitter now," and then like all the notifications physically fell out of the computer and hit him.
It was one of two. It was either, yes, I'm right, I have the biggest erection right now, or, fuck, I was right.
Maybe it's a bit of both, I think.
Yeah, sad erection. Let's go with that. That sounds like that sounds like most of Charlie Brooker's day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the one where the episode where an insult comic runs for Parliament and gets really far because like he's just insulting people and everyone loves it.
Oh, I gotta see where you draw the line.
Yeah, basically predicting Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was again the scariest thing about these episodes is how accurate they end up being.
Yeah. I think that guy knows how to like. I think he knows how people think. That's how he's playing with.
There are a few episodes where it gets a bit preachy, like, or a little talking down, like well, like from the latest season. I haven't finished watching this episode, but there's one where it's about social media where it's a future where everyone's rating each other by stars and everyone
the meow meow beans from Community.
Yeah, and it's basically everyone has a star rating next to them, like, and everyone's got contact lenses in, so they see your star rating. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you if you want this house, you'll have to be a 4.5 or above, and then you'll
becomes
get
like classist and all that.
Yeah, and like she has to associate with like high-ranking people to get more followers, and like and it's like, dude, that's a little. Like, celebrities, yes, that is exactly what happens if you want to be, like, ahead in the media industry. But it's, like, there's the rest of us who aren't in the media. Like, I mean...
No one's gonna not give me a house because I don't have enough followers on Twitter.
No, exactly. And it's like, most people aren't going to care about the vast majority of people's tweets and stuff. Like, it's physically impossible for it to matter that much. Like... So that feels a little on the nose, and there's a few like, oh, woe is us, we're like the kids these days and their Twitters, you know, like there's a few bits like that, but
playing the Pokemon Goes.
Yeah, mostly though it's depressingly accurate. So you know, good job, Charlie. You spooked me about reality.
That's all the shows you seem to gravitate towards too. Stuff is like, oh, fuck, this is kind of real.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. But Brojack and
Rick and Mortis.
Yeah, Rick and Morty. Life is Strange. You know, just like fuck my shit up real good. 10 out of 10.
I'd fund the sequel.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all the stuff that I've been watching and doing. So
The only thing I wish I could watch is Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, you've
I'm
been
really hyped about the new one now.
Yeah.
It came out in America and like everyone's been loving it.
Yeah, and you can't watch it.
Yeah, I know. I'd have to like do an illegal and like watch it on someone's shitty camcorder.
Yeah.
And I don't want to watch it like that.
I mean, it'll come out on Blu-ray, I guess.
Oh, it'll definitely come out on Blu-ray here, but
yeah.
Come on, man. Bring it out to the UK cinemas. I'd love to watch it on the big screen.
I mean, when do we ever get any Japanese films? Like, remember when, the last couple of Ghibli films they play for, one day, if that, and it's usually a shit time?
I mean, I understand the thought process of them thinking, oh, if we bring out another Godzilla film before Godzilla 2, people are going to think this is the sequel and they'll get confused.
Yeah,
no, it looks different.
I do understand that. The general public don't really follow this stuff and they'd be very confused. No, at least if they didn't do it, and it's kind of counterintuitive because the way around that is basically don't do a huge ad push, but then you don't make as much money anyway, so like what's the point? So I do
it'd be self-defeating, really.
Yeah, I do get the point, but it's like, yeah, because you're basically just gonna have to wait, pretty much.
Yeah, it sucks though, because I really want to see it. Apparently, it's really good, and like I know
looks really cool.
Yeah, it's Anno, Hideaki Anno directed it. And,
shit!
Yeah, and the guy who directed the live action
doing that instead of anything Evangelion.
Well, yeah, he said Ava 3.33 like broke him.
Yeah, I got that sense.
Yeah, that just like. They just destroyed him, and he said like it was really like he still wants to finish Ava and he loves it, but he was glad that he took a break. Put it that way. And apparently, like
I just want to make a fun monster movie. I don't want to be in the depression hole again.
From the looks of it, it still has his fingerprints all over it. Of like his imagery and like the sort of bleak sort of feel to it, and it's looks really really like stunning. And there's a lot of like cool sort of visual work of making Godzilla look really threatening, like the 50s version of him, where he's just this terrifying force of nature.
Yeah, he looked really cool with the glowing red and everything. Like,
And like people before the film came out, people were saying like, nah, there isn't something at the end of his tail. There's like a deformed skull at the end of his tail.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
I know, and like his fucked teeth and like his dead eyes.
It
makes him look really menacing, and oh damn, I want to see that film.
I want that statue that's an Evangelion blended with Godzilla.
Oh my god, and it's like $500 dues, not including shipping.
Yeah.
And also not including EU shipping.
And not including the pounds hit the shitter, so it's probably more now.
It's probably $1 grandery do. Whatever Australians call a grand.
Too much is the point.
I'd get a small action figure for like $50 dues.
Yeah. But you're not gonna.
Boo.
Pain. Do you want to move on to the news?
Let's get right into the stories.
You fucking attacked me for using that joke like a couple episodes ago, but now you're deep in the hole with me.
Let's get right into the news.
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, the only one I really have worth talking about is the video game voice actors are going on strike.
Yeah, because, how dare they? It's not like video games make money.
Yeah, because like...
This is a cottage industry. we gotta look after ourselves here. Like,
from what I've gathered, voice actors get paid their lump sum, and it doesn't matter how well your game sells. That's it.
Yeah. That's
so if you're on Call of Duty, you get your lump sum, and that's that.
Yeah, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. can charge like $20 million up front and ask for like points on like how well the movie does, but those guys, it's just like, here's a ham sandwich. Do your lines and fuck off.
Yeah, voice acting is still very new, comparative, and voice acting is new to video games.
Motion capture as well,
and video games compared to other mediums is also very new. So they've got lots of like.
I mean, video games is making way more than Hollywood and films.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like they need to make strides in terms of like paying their actors something worth a shit and storytelling that other mediums who've already made those strides, because it's just a much comparatively newer medium.
Well, and also the thing is with with movies, obviously the people, they're much more visible because like it's one performance, it's up on screen, everyone sees it, people know the names, and like the people get famous. But with video games, it's all kind of segmented. So like the motion capture can be one guy, and then it's like voice acting's a different guy, and then all the people that it's involved to like animate that performance over the motion capture. Like it's much harder to see the people that are the stars behind that stuff. You know, like you get a few of them who are the the voice actor and the motion capture, but it's not necessarily the norm.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of those people are people from film that have walked into, video games and just like...
a Kevin Spacey or two.
Yeah, Gary Oldman here or there. It's like, and even then, that they're not necessarily suited to it. They're just a big name that they just slap onto it.
Because it's Hollywood and they keep trying to ape Hollywood, yet they won't pay their people like Hollywood at least does.
Yeah, and like I said, they make more money than Hollywood, so they're much less justified in the whole, oh no, we can't pay our actors like more when the game sells more. It's especially annoying on the smaller games that become hits, because it's like you're making millions more than this game expected, partially because of good performances. It's like very frustrating, I imagine, for those actors.
Yeah, I mean that's why they're striking, and their demands aren't even unreasonable. They're asking for a 9% pay rise.
9% isn't much from
it's something you'd see for a typical 4-hour session, and I believe that includes on camera as well.
Yeah,
and a new rate of $900 plus an additional compensation for up to $950 per game. So that's. I hope they win, because I know, didn't they threaten to do it a while ago? They said
it's been coming for a while. There's been shakes for a while in the industry of just people saying like, "Hey, you gonna pay us? No.
Yeah.
How about now? Maybe.
We made you lots of money. Yeah, fuck off."
Yeah. So no, this was gonna happen. Pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the small story in games. We'll get onto the Nintendo Switch in a second. I've just got a few film bits to get through.
Yeah.
First bit, Donald Glover is going to be Lando Calrissian, and
that was a planned choice, and I'm okay with it.
Pure nerd bait, like utter nerd bait, and I'm totally fine with it. It's
Han and Lando in the morning.
Yeah, he's a good choice for it. He's totally
I'd be
right
fine
for
with
it.
it.
Like I mean, we've been wanting Donald Glover in a bunch of nerd stuff, like everyone was saying for Spider-Man, and it's like, again, Disney just know how to play to nerds, so that's totally fine. With the Han Solo movie, I'm still not totally on board with it, but it's if it keeps making choices like that, then all right, as I can believe that it's at least not going to be garbage, I still keep saying, like, the main reason that I don't expect it to be garbage is Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Lord Miller, writing it.
Could you see yourself enjoying the Han Solo film more than Han in the original films?
Yeah, I can believe that, because, I mean, I've been a proponent of this for a while, that Han is a complete cunt in the first one, like, to the point of almost unlikability in some places. His dialogue is so childish that I never had nostalgia for that performance, and like he's barely in the second one, and obviously like the third one, he's just I never felt like he did much in those movies to actually like move stuff along. So yeah, I can totally imagine him being a bit more interesting.
I believe he was supposed to be more of like a character counterbalance of that him saying like, "Oh, I don't need the Force. The Force. What was the Force?"
Yeah, no, he was just basically meant to be a cynic there, so that it's like, "Well, fuck you, Han. I'll show you. Like, I'll blow up the Death Star with the Force and show you all." So Luke could,
I've got the power of God on my side.
Yeah, it's literally like just oh, you don't believe in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Well, he's gonna help me blow up that thing over there. That's pretty much the story, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much Star Wars to a T.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah.
But no, I can imagine that it sounds like sacrilege now to say that Harrison Ford is a good actor.
Yeah.
But I think his acting was the only thing that saved that. The dialogue for Han Solo is bare bones dog shit in the original series. Like it's very simplistic. So I can imagine them doing something more interesting now. I just don't know if people want to see his early years, I don't know if there's much that demand for that,
I feel like there is. whether you want to see it or not, it makes perfect sense that they're making one.
Yeah, I still want that Obi-Wan film though, where it's set on Tatooine.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, if they can get around to that too, that would definitely cement it for me.
Yeah.
But moving on to the next news. Speaking of other things that I wasn't originally on board for, Logan trailer.
Yeah, Logan looked pretty good.
So good. I mean, I'm a sucker for it's just put some Johnny Cash on that trailer, and it's like, yeah, you know what, this okay.
Put Rick's Jail song in there, and you're sad.
Yeah, no, it's good music for it though.
That song, Hurt, Johnny Cash version, is for me what Mad World is to other people. Like you just randomly stick it on and it instantly makes it sad.
Yeah, but so fitting.
Yeah, it does work because like the whole song is about just like watching people around you die and realizing I'm gonna die alone.
Yeah, there's and that trailer just like a lot of cool visuals. Got a man with a robot arm and like sunglasses.
And I was thinking, oh god, it's like the trailer is going to be non-stop gore, but no, it's super reserved.
Yeah, it holds all of that back. Like, there's just only one bit of gore for the Red Band trailer, which isn't even that much.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, it's like a strong visual because he like puts his claws right through some guy, like through the bottom of his jaw.
I could swear he's done something like that in the previous movies, and that we just didn't see blood, and that's why it's PG. Like it's such a dumb like rating on that.
Yeah. But then again, like the actual comic, he doesn't like pull out his claws until much later. He refused to take them out.
I'm still wondering the timeline. It's so fucked. Like
I think the director like hinted that it's going to be with Days of Future Past.
No, it's in the new timeline. It's in the new timeline created by Logan going back into the past. So this is like he's in the new, but the thing is, we saw that timeline. It was meant to be like 2023 when he wakes up again, or 2024, and like this is meant to be like the date that they've given is a year after that. So the world is fucked in a year, and like Logan and Professor X have like
what's his name turns into Patrick Stewart after 1 year.
No. Like we saw like the future, and Patrick Stewart was there, and he's alive.
Oh, okay.
So like Patrick Stewart has like within the space of a year gained Alzheimer's, and just like all of his friends are dead, and the world's a desert. It's like, what happened?
That would be interesting to see the world get that fucked in a year.
Well, this is what I'm thinking, is that they haven't thought that through, and like there has been like some other thing to it. The continuity's screwed either way. I don't think it matters that much like what's actually been happening though. The main point is that everyone's dead. Cyclops is dead. Good. Like that's a good thing. Charles has got Alzheimer's, and Logan's like, no, I don't want to help anyone. Fuck this place. And then a little girl comes along, and he's his heart melts, and he does a good thing occasionally, maybe.
And he looks like Joel from The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Everyone's been asking that could he play him in the movie. Yeah,
I can see it. Especially like he's like Joel saving a little girl going across a wasteland. Yeah, there's a lot of that, a lot of Last of Us in there.
I know I can't remember what it was. There's a film where like his daughter gets kidnapped, and it's about like what would you do to get that person that close to you back, and everyone's like, this is basically this is basically The Last of Us.
Oh, okay.
Like there's a part where like Ellie gets kidnapped.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't on board with this because a couple of reasons. Wolverine is really, really, really overexposed, and like, but watching that trailer, it made me realize why I'm kind of annoyed with how much Wolverine is in these films, is because he doesn't fucking do anything. Like, his story is meaningless for most of the movies.
What are you talking about? He grinds on that little like spike thing on.
That's important to me, but the rest of it can fuck off. Like really, what do we actually like emotionally? What does he actually go through for most of the movies, other than X2? Like nothing. Like this one though, it looks like he's actually beaten down. Like there's a real emotional journey for him to go through again.
I mean, like the whole point of the story is he refuses to take out his claws because of like what happened when he got like he got hypnotized by.
Oh yeah,
in the comic,
in the original Old Man Logan, he was hypnotized by Mysterio, I believe.
Yeah,
and killed all of the X-Men. So
yeah, so he got a little upset about that, and
you'd think, right? Yeah,
put away his claws for
a bit.
Yeah,
I mean, in Wolverine lifetime scale, it's a bit like he puts them away
for an afternoon.
Yes,
but yeah, like that. I mean, the whole point of that story is it's very much more personal story. I mean, most of the original characters are dead.
Yeah, and Wolverine's healing factor is like on the fritz. Like it's like it kind of works, but it still leaves a scar now. It doesn't like heal perfectly, so he's got a bunch
old as fuck.
Yeah, which again, in the space of a year, his healing factors. So like it'd be really weird for it to be in continuity properly with Days of Future Past and everything.
All that time traveling killed his healing factor. I don't know.
His mind brain can't handle the time travel.
His body brain, his human meat sack. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it looks like a decent movie. I think it swayed me. I think I'm ready for it. We got another trailer, Assassin's Creed. What did you think of that? I just showed you Assassin's Creed.
That was a trailer.
Wasn't it though? Yeah, it was.
That was just a trailer. I don't have anything like cynical or like, oh my god, like that was like this. I don't know. I look at this and I think, like, I know the cool thing to do is to hate on Ubisoft, but I feel like this is gonna come out and everyone's gonna be like, that was it.
Yeah.
All right. That like it's on the pantheon of video game films. It's gonna be the one that. It's going to be one of those films where people say, wow, that happened, and then they immediately forget about it.
Looking forward to that Animus slamming him into the ground, right?
I can't unsee the image of him getting slammed into the ground. It's probably going to happen.
I mean, my comedy version is just like, leap of faith, woo! Just like right into the ground. Yeah. Especially when he lands in
they do that scene where he jumps off a fucking cathedral, and I want to know if he lands in a hay bale. A singular hay. Does that break his fall?
It should, by the physics of this world. like each of those hays, like a massive balloon of air in terms of how much cushion it provides.
I'm guessing, like in that film, when that scene happens, he gets the animus
desynchronized.
He gets desynchronized with Sturgo.
I don't know.
What I mean,
it provides a bit more plot details. Like, oh, you're a prisoner and no one cares about you. You're scheduled for execution. Here you go. We're putting you in a thing. You're in the. We're sending you back to the Assassin's Creed, and they say the name of the movie. So take a shot.
Yeah. Are they? I'm guessing they're taking parts of like the ones that people like, and they're
not even remotely.
Oh no!
No, this is a completely different story. That's the annoying thing, is like, because Desmond Miles was the main character, and this is like Callum something, like he's a completely new character. The weird thing is they say it's in the world of the video game, so it's in continuity. So somewhere in the video game world, this is happening. Right. So for some reason, animuses like in this part of the world or whatever aren't just beds that you lie on and experience the past or whatever. It's a big fuck off robot arm that slams you around the walls.
It was the guy who said, we're gonna have animus arms and hookers and blackjack, and it's gonna be great. In fact, forget the hookers and forget the blackjack. We're just gonna have animus arms.
Yeah, it's like, fuck your boring bed thing. I'm gonna have a robot arm in my animus,
and no one's gonna die from it.
No one's gonna stop me. It's like, are you sure? It's like, look, your division's lame. You just put people to sleep and they spaz out for a little bit, experiencing whatever ancestor they're fucking around in. My guys get to do stupid kicky flips around the walls, like, and we give them real knife blades on their wrists for authenticity, so they can stab the people attending them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope everything goes wrong.
You do?
Yeah.
You're past the point of hoping for good Assassin's Creed.
Oh no, I was talking about it just in terms of like him having those knives and slamming into the walls. I assume that's a very bad situation where everything will go wrong. But yeah, everything going wrong in the movie would be pretty funny too.
And then the people from the Animus that works roll in. They go, well. Animus arm, eh?
Thought he was too good for the bed option. Had to have robot arm, didn't he?
They roll in a free one for them.
Yeah, and he's like standing over the guy's corpse, is like, haha, you thought you were better than the bed option. Just pour a 40 over him.
40s for the dead homies.
Yeah. No, I mean, trailer-wise, it was. I think it was better than the first one, but the other thing though, it's been moved to January 1st. It was going to be in December that was going to come out.
I better send them some death threats.
Yeah, right.
Better like start piling those death threats. So that'll get it out faster.
What was it? December? I think it was December 16th that it was meant to be coming out. So next to,
just in time for Christmas.
Right next to Star Wars, though. I think we know why they moved it.
They want to get Star Wars money first.
No, well, no, I mean it's not Disney doing it. It's like we don't want to fight that. We don't want to fight Rogue One.
Wait, you said, I thought you said they moved it to right next to Disney.
No. It was at December 16th.
Sorry.
It was at December 16th. They moved it to January 1st.
My mind brain.
Yeah, no, they wanted to get it away from Rogue One.
Yeah, like, I don't know why because like video games have had a history of thinking I can compete with this unstoppable money train.
Yeah, well, maybe the movie people came in. It's like it doesn't work with that.
Yeah,
We're very scared, okay? This is the spin-off Star Wars movie. It's not even the major one, and this will fuck our shit up if we're right next to it.
yeah.
Like, it'll take all the money, so yeah, they've moved it to January. Usually January...
Twitter's gonna shut down for a day.
January is like usually the dumping ground for shit films.
So
the studio's given up on because it's like
Yeah.
it's not the Christmas. But I mean, it's close enough to the Christmas season that they're not completely abandoning it.
Yeah,
But yeah, might be a sign of things.
yeah, that was either a smart business decision or a one of little faith.
Yeah, I can believe either. But it's a real toss up with that one right now. So
This is modern Ubisoft we're dealing with.
yeah. So our last bit of news before we get onto our main topic, Nintendo.
Oh boy.
That Switch, yo.
Oh, that Switch, baby!
I'm on board with it. This is good. Like, I mean, we've been talking about the NX rumors for a couple of months now because stuff has been just trickling out, and people have been saying like, oh, is it going to be like this whole thing about it being a tablet that plugs into a dock, and like, oh, is the dock going to have like extra like upgrades on it to make the graphics better, or is it just going to connect to the TV? There was the whole thing about cartridges. All that turned out to be right. It's all the best rumors, really. I'm totally happy with it. So.
Yeah, it looks really, really cool and like really like a innovative.
Literally though, it's like, I mean, the console space has been really, really dull for a while now because the thing
it's
is,
been kind of just like make the box stronger, and that's that.
yeah, and the thing is, they are basically just shit gaming PCs now.
Yes, they are.
Because like they don't have anything specific about them that the PCs can't do, and they're even doing the things that PCs shouldn't be doing. Like having to constantly install things onto your ever dwindling hard drive space, and like having to
garbage uncompressed patches.
Yeah, like updates constantly. It's just all the shit that we hated.
We moved away from with PCs.
All the stuff that you're meant to not have to deal with. Like consoles are just meant to be plug and play. Like that was the only thing they had really going for them. And now they're just normal gaming PCs with pretty boxes, and like make the box slightly smaller. Oh look, VR. It's a bit. A tiny bit easier than the PC VR, but it's like that's our thing. But Nintendo's like, look, if you're gonna have a console, if you're gonna have a thing that is dedicated to gaming, try something new. Try something that actually changes gaming a bit.
Yeah. So for those of you who haven't seen it, basically it comes with it comes with this little controller that kind of looks
called the Joy-Cons.
It kind of looks like a puppy face.
Yeah.
Because like the handlebars that come out make it look like little dog ears.
Little dog ears.
Yeah, and it comes with this. It comes with like the actual console base is this thing where you can slide in the portable.
It's
screen.
a toaster.
Yeah, it's a console toaster, and then you can slide it out, and then you pop off the side bits of the controller, slide them on, and then you can bring them with you wherever you go, and then like you can pop them off if you want, and like stand up the screen, and then you like have the side parts of the controllers and like play them and just stand up the screen, and
it's very clever.
Super cool,
very clever, and all of the processing is done on the tablet. So like it's using an NVIDIA Tegra chip, which is in the NVIDIA Shield like portable gaming console, which that thing was able to do full console, even like middle PC level gaming on like a portable device. And like some laptops have those NVIDIA chips, and they're literally able to run games at high on PC settings.
Nice.
That's really impressive. So I mean, that's the level we're at now, where tablets can run games at like full 1080p certainly console level specs with it, you know, so that's really, especially when they're running off of SD cards,
Yeah.
which seems to be what they're going for. And the dock is purely to connect it to the TV, so there's no like extra processing there, which is really good for third parties because they don't have to deal with any weird coding. It's just one chip, it's just one resolution, it's all 1080p and just like plugs in. It's essentially like an HDMI port. Like,
Yeah.
like that's all it is. It just plugs into the TV.
And that would explain why Nintendo released a sample of like the mountains of third parties they're working with. We've got 505 Games, Activision, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Atlas, Bandai, Bethesda, Capcom.
Yeah, they showed that was really smart. Some people were saying like, why are you showing Skyrim as like, because that game's like 5 years old now. It's a game that everyone has. Like,
Yeah.
and it shows they're catering to the casual gamers again, which is smart, you know, because the Wii U didn't really explain to you know, mum and dad exactly like why they would want to play it, but it's like
people had no fucking clue it was a new console.
yeah, people thought it was an add-on or a half generation thing because like it like a Wii U. It's like, wait, so this is a sequel to the Wii, but not real. Like and the adverts really didn't explain what the tablet controller was. Like, could you take it away? Like, but the advert for this one, like, really like showed everything exactly as, you know, like it explained it perfectly.
Yeah, I loved it. It had that like dash of like weird Nintendo like sort of like flavor to it, but it was still like, no, this is also like a very smart planned out idea.
Yeah. They seem to exactly know what they're going for. It's really what the Wii should have been from the start, you know, with the tablet controller and everything.
Totally.
It's very smart.
Yeah. I mean, they are publishing a Konami stuff, so that's kill me, but you can't win them all, I guess.
Yeah, and
I know. Like, obviously, it makes sense to publish Konami games, but I just wanted a little chance to rag on them again, because why not?
And they got Platinum in there.
Platinum from Software. I'm super happy about that.
Imagine Dark Souls was portable.
Oh, baby. I think I remember hearing they were working on like a portable game at one point, but then I think that just went like dark.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, because it's NVIDIA, like, it's a standard processor, so that they're not having to make any weird mobile changes. They're not necessarily having to make their games touchscreen friendly. They don't have to, like, so you can just take games like Skyrim, old games, and just literally port them over. Like, it's just a
Could you imagine Doom on the go?
Yeah, good. So good, right?
Yeah, man.
And, you know, you could add, like, additional features, like, with the motion, you know, it's a tablet, it's probably got motion controls in there, like, and it's probably got some touchscreen features.
Yeah, they'll add little bells and whistles, but it wouldn't be anything like...
But it isn't essential. With the Wii U, they tried to force all of these features, like, all these games had to do something with the gamepad, and it's like, it made... you know, making games for it so much harder.
Yeah, most of the time people just like relied on shit. You can see your map while you're using the gamepad, and at that point it's just like
it's
use
not adding anything to it. You know, it's like it was just
there's only like a small handful of games that did anything with the
and even then, it felt like, oh, you're just doing this because, you know, you're forcing it. You want to, you know, you want to cater to the fact that you're on the Wii U, and we get that, but it's not actually making the game better. It's, you know, in some places detracting from it. But you know, if you can just play Skyrim straight up on the go and just like plug it into the TV, that's great. That's, you know, they got a really good thing going there.
Yeah, I think I remember reading that they don't know if Skyrim is going to be even on it though, which is kind of weird.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
It's, you show it in the launch video.
Yeah.
It's there. Like, why would they not have it?
Now, let me just, through the magic of editing, Skyrim not confirmed.
Wow, that's dumb.
Yeah. Boo.
I'm just going to take that as they haven't worked out all of the kinks on it and they're still planning on it. That seems dumb to show it in the launch video.
Just show some more, like, Zelda or I don't know, maybe a Bayonetta 3 or something.
Or fucking confirm a game that you want to have on there, you know?
But I mean, apart from that Skyrim thing, that's it. The console looks super cool.
It looks cool, yeah.
Splatoon was on there, so it might, either I'm right and they're doing... like they're porting it over to keep it going, or they're doing a new Splatoon, which that's rad.
Yeah, I mean, one downside is that there isn't going to be backwards compatibility because you know, it doesn't use discs at all. It's, you know, it's a tablet. It doesn't use DS cards, which I'm kind of glad because those are weird and proprietary. I'm hoping it's standard SD cards that work on it, but You never know.
I imagine they'll put some of the most popular ones as digital releases on there.
Oh yeah, sure.
Or just straight up re-release them on the cards.
Yeah, no. They'll definitely re-release a bunch of games. I'm not expecting them to just abandon those games.
Yeah.
But this is the first time in a while that Nintendo will be making us hard break. But they've got a reason for it. It's not like the PS4 and whatever, where it's like, we could build an emulator, but we don't want it to be a lot of effort, and we don't. There's a bunch of rights. No, there's like Nintendo. We are making a real break with the generation where this is the next step in gaming, kind of thing. Like I can believe the PlayStation 5 or whatever could like switch over to SD cards if Nintendo can do something impressive with that.
Fucking save us from ourselves, please.
The other thing that wasn't confirmed is the price. Don't know where it's going to land.
I hope it's not super expensive.
I wouldn't expect it to be, because the thing is that at the end of the day, it's basically just a tablet with a dock. And standard tablets, like, even if it's a high-end tablet, 400, and Nintendo's been known to do like loss leading, where they'll just cut down the price on stuff and not make too much profit on the console itself. So so if they're smart about it, it will be 400 total for the whole bundle.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they release it at a smart price on launch, because
Nintendo's never been the one to go high on pricing. Even with a revolutionary product, they know that they're catering to the casual fan. They can't expect to charge more than 500 would be a fucking high price these days.
No, thank you.
Yeah, they wouldn't do that. The projections right now are for around 300, actually 350, like around that.
I'd buy that for $350.
Oh yeah, same. I'd pay that amount for it. It looks like a genuinely good console. I'm certainly not buying the Xbox One S.
Yeah, I'm still looking for a reason to buy an Expo and Beyond Scalebound.
When is that even meant to be coming
2017.
Is there anything more specific? Because it just seems to be.
I think they gave a month, and since it's Daddy Come, it will save that console and justify its existence. But until then,
for a little bit.
Yeah, until then I ain't got nothing. And it's coming out on PC as well. So
then it can fuck right off. Just make a gaming PC. Then you got a bunch of games you can play on it, not just fucking Scalebound.
Yeah, I could play D1.
Yeah.
No, D4 rather.
Yeah.
That's on PC.
Yeah.
Did you hear the creator sweary? He's a monk now.
What?
Yeah. He had to take time off of making D4 because he had like some serious health problem he needs to recover from. And then as he was getting better, he went out, because I think he had like heritage that used to be in like sort of like temples and stuff. So he became a monk. That is so sweary.
Right.
I love that.
Good luck with that, man. Yeah, cool.
I can't wait for that monk to come back and work on the next episode of D4. He says it will still happen.
Don't worry, guys. I'm just gonna be a monk for a little bit. I'm just gonna find enlightenment, and I'll be right back. Don't worry about it.
Enlightenment about how games are garbage, and you should start making
start making anime.
Yeah.
It's like,
just go full garbage.
Yes. Dig deeper into the trash to find the true trash.
There's so much trash in here.
Yeah, so Nintendo Switch looks pretty good.
It's too legit to quit.
Yeah, I'm happy that Nintendo. It's weird, but it's not Wii U weird. It's not. It's not like I don't see the Switch failing. It could be the next Wii. It could be the next big jump for consoles.
Totally. Yeah, it seems like quirky in the good way and not obtuse.
Yeah. And if they move over to SD cards, I think that's just good for games, so they won't have to fucking install on everything.
Yeah, and just it's a minor detail, but like the name is good, because like normally they're terrible with names, but it's good to have an easy to say name like the Switch, the 360.
Yeah.
And they've been awful with naming stuff recently.
Yeah,
like the new 3DS XL, that sort of shit.
New Super Mario Brothers Wii 2.
Fire that person.
Yeah. Yeah, there's we got used to it, but the Wii is such a weird fucking name. Like, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, everyone...
was it supposed to be like We Play Together or something, like it meant that?
I don't know. It was so weird when it came out, and it's never really stuck as like a... people remember it, but it was just like a a weird like Switch. It explains what it is, you know.
You switch between the two.
Yeah, it's a thing. Like, I mean, I like the NX because it was like just a cool name.
Yeah,
but, like,
yeah.
But like the Switch,
The Atari Jaguar.
yeah, no thanks. But the Switch is like, yeah, you switch between things. That's good, and it's kind of replacing the DS and and the Wii at the same time. So it's like, I mean, Nintendo has a license to print money with like because they've just been making money off of the DS and Pokemon and just like they have the freedom to do crazy shit like this, and it's like, okay, that's
totally. That new Pokemon Sun and Moon is looking really good.
Yeah,
I really want to play that. Like I own like 2 Pokemon games where like I'll just pick one up every like 5 years or something.
Yeah.
But like this one, it looks like they're really changing up, and I want to check it out.
Cool.
Yeah. It's you're doing the good, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Keep doing the good.
Keep doing that, and just when you just lose your shit, just do it in the corner where.
When you lose your shit, that's when you make a Bayonetta 3.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna be weird again, just do it over there, and then come back and make cool things.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so top notch.
It's looking good.
So let's move on to our main topic.
Oh my god!
We're plumbing the salt mines. Yeah, Sharknado 3.
Sharknado Trace, amigo.
I made you do this.
Yeah.
I made him do this, listeners. I made him watch Sharknado 3. Did you take it out of the shrink wrap, like the one I gave you? Or did you watch it on Netflix?
You gave me the second one, which I still haven't unwrapped.
Good.
Out of protest.
Good.
Yeah, I watched it on Netflix, which, what the fuck, Netflix?
You're paying for this.
Put, like, the Iron Giant on there or something.
I like it. They bought the first one and the third one. Where's the second one? I'm missing this big part of the mythos.
I swear they have the entire...
No, just one and...
trilogy.
1 and 3.
At one point, I'm almost certain they did have the trilogy on there, which is depressing.
Well, they don't now, So it's just 1 and 3. How am I supposed to understand? There's such a big jump in story.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of lore that you're missing out on.
Yeah.
A lot of cancer lore.
Yeah. So this segment, similar to last week, we're going to do our famous long-running versus series.
The iconic salt mine.
Yeah, that we just came up with, and so it's going to be Sharknado is kind of a spooky film. In that it makes me hate humanity.
Yeah.
And we've got our other spooky film, Man of Steel.
Oh my god, how can something be that okay? Ah!
Yeah, so, which can fuck up a city faster? Which can disappoint us more? I walked in, just watching Sharknado 3 today, I walked in with no expectations and I was still disappointed.
Well, you see... Sorry, I had to take a sip on my beverage. Well, you see, I've already watched Sharknado 3, and I remember watching it with friends, and that was way easier than watching it by myself. Way more
tolerable.
Yeah. Oh my god, where do I begin? I don't know where to begin. I watched it with a bunch of people, so I was sort of half paying attention. Like I was able to laugh with them. That was pushing me over the edge. And I thought, okay,
of the cliff.
Yes. And I was like, look, I'll go and fresh mind. Like I'll try to see what other people see, and it's funny, it's a Sharknado, and I was still angry. It was worse. Watching it by myself was way worse.
Yeah, I watched it alone today, and just was like, this is just not pleasant. I'm not getting anything good out of this.
Oh my god, it's like impressively unfunny.
Yeah.
Now, like I get if you find it funny, that's rad, that's cool. I envy you, in fact.
There's some impressive visuals in there, like the flag, like them lifting the flag and like shark impaling on it, and
I get it, like that famous thing.
Yeah, and he.
Yeah, like I won't deny there were some moments where it's like, okay, that was pretty rocking. Like where he's in space and he like dives into the shark's mouth.
Yeah.
And I will admit I did honestly laugh once when Frankie Muniz is trying to activate the failsafe. Yeah, and he keeps getting limbs ripped off until he's using his chin to crawl towards the button.
Yeah, very Black Knight from
Yeah, it was just a scratch.
Yeah. But I was surprised, like, oh hey, Malcolm is here.
Well, yeah, after he made like his millions.
After his dad ran away to cook meth,
Yeah.
Malcolm comes back to save the day from sharks.
Yeah, he like I think I remember hearing he just because he was one of the two whole kids in Hollywood who like didn't have a fucked up life because of like their shitty parents. He
Yeah.
was just smart with his money and pretty much retired for a while.
Yeah.
And now I think he's just in a film every now and then for the laugh of it.
Yeah, good man. He's
Yeah.
like one of the few child stars not molested or ruined financially by their
I
parents.
think like him and Chloe Moretz. I think that's all of them.
Yep.
Right there.
No, and the Harry Potter kids.
Yeah,
They've remained surprisingly sane.
yeah, I know.
I mean, Daniel Radcliffe, did a play to get his dick out, but it's like he's doing all
Daniel
right,
Radcliffe
but
is
but it's
like
on point, yeah. So
Daniel Radcliffe like interests me more than his films.
hello, I'm Daniel Radcliffe. Oh, hey, what was your name again? Jock Damn Door Slam?
Brojack Horse Slap.
Yeah. I like that he went to play himself in BoJack.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a good time. But yeah, talking about Sharknado.
Yeah.
So this is the third Sharknado.
The third one, guys.
Yeah.
We're we're in 3 deep and we're still not like realizing this joke is going too far.
I mean, yeah, it's dumb that we've had this joke 3 times in the real world, but then you also have to consider in continuity this is the third time that sharks have been swept up in a tornado, and this has been a major issue. So now, the movie opens with with people protesting the guy who's predicted this because they think he's involved with it in some way. Like, as he's getting a prize for it?
Why are all these dentists nearby teeth all the time? It's like they're causing cavities.
Yeah, the chemtrails, right? Or something.
Yeah.
It's clearly the government or something. But yeah, he gets an award that's a golden chainsaw that functions
Yeah.
from the president. And
The president, I believe, is played by the guy who was the Hulk in the old TV series, the live-action one.
Lou Ferrigno?
I believe so, because there is also a bit where he goes like, "We got to get out of here. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry."
No, I don't think that... No, oh, wait, no, it might have been the guy playing Bruce Banner, not the Hulk.
You know what I mean.
I can believe that. I haven't seen him in a while, so it's like face didn't clock for me. But yeah,
Which is why he was in Sharknado 3.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, so like he predicts another one is coming, and
It's gonna be the worst one. Yeah, it's gonna fuck the East Coast or something.
because a bunch of shark storms have grouped together to form a super shark storm.
Oh, Sharkocane, if you will.
Yeah. Boy, howdy. So, there's another big one coming. And now, I looked away for 2 seconds. And then I look up and the fucking Sharknado's happening. That, like, the movie spends no time building up to it this time. It's just like, it happens. And then it just keeps happening for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, now I want to, like, sort of stress, I understand the rule of cool. It's something I worship quite often. I'm begging for a Bayonetta 3 sequel.
Yeah.
A Bayonetta 3, rather.
Yeah.
I'm not, oh man, sharks in a hurricane? That's so dumb. That's not the problem. Like, I mean, it's kind of the problem. I mean, like, beyond the fact that, like, the entire film was the title, my problem with it's not the, oh man, sharks in a hurricane, that's so dumb. My problem is...
They made it boring.
Everything else.
Yeah.
Everything, like I was watching it and, like, I was like, is this how people feel watching Michael Bay films?
Yeah.
But,
right.
like, all this stupid shit in between the action scenes.
Yeah. The girl with the chainsaw in her hand and the...
That she, like, uses once. Like, there's some guy who she could have easily saved.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, she was pregos, but...
Yeah.
Still, that might
She
be
gave
on
birth
you.
in a shark.
We had... Yeah.
She gave birth in a shark that was fallen to earth.
Yeah. Like...
This is a weird fucking movie. So yeah, like, fuck whatever plot at that point. But then, like, at some point they go to space, which I still say you are meant to reserve for the 10th and final one only.
Okay.
That's meant to be the rule.
I don't
Fast
know.
and Furious when you get there. Just
Yeah.
saying.
They gotta reignite the Earth's core.
Yeah.
Remember our Fast and Furious sequels we were like pitching to ourselves? We gotta like bring that back for the podcast.
At some point, yeah, we do. Yeah.
I feel really bad. I've forgotten a whole bunch of really fine details. We're gonna have to recraft this masterpiece.
Definitely. But yeah, they go to space, dude. You dickhead. They go to space to stop the storm because they ignite the booster rockets in the storm.
They said like they needed like a wall of fire like going into space, so they fly a rocket into space.
Yeah, they just blow up a couple of rockets, and then in space.
They said they needed it at the heat of the surface of the sun,
which I'm pretty sure you wouldn't get from those. Like
you wouldn't.
Absolutely
you
not.
You wouldn't.
No.
You just fucking wouldn't, mate.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, I know, we got a space laser. Let me go turn on the space laser. I'll save you, kid. And it's the main character's dad, who's an astronaut. Goes over to
played by the Hoff.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone else was super phoning it in. He was kind of half awake for that.
Oh.
Everyone else was just like I'm impressed at how much that like they weren't having any fun. None of them.
No,
not one person was having. Maybe Frankie Muniz.
Yeah, I mean Frankie Muniz is just happy to be there. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like he was in the film for a laugh. I think.
Yeah. It's like I don't even need this fucking money, but you know.
I just wanted to like put it on my resume and say I was in Sharknado 3. Oh hell no.
I just want a big gap. I want to say Malcolm in the Middle, Sharknado 3.
No. Cody Banks 2, Sharknado 3.
Yes. And then I forget about the
Agent Cody Banks. The 2000s rolled into a film.
Yeah. So yeah, Malcolm in the Middle, Cody Banks 2, Sharknado 3. Just like this.
What if they were all in continuity though?
They clearly are. Malcolm grows up to, is a kid and is a secret agent for a while. His dad gets depressed because he's always away doing missions, so he goes away and gets another family, starts cooking meth, and like then Malcolm...
then he dies in Godzilla.
Yeah, dies in Godzilla, and then Malcolm ends up in a Sharknado. It all makes sense.
It all comes full circle.
Yeah. But the whole film had that tone of just like, are we really doing this again? Like, even the newscasters like, another fucking Sharknado. Can you believe it, people?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, this again, everybody. This again. It's gonna fuck the Eastern Seaboard. Just, get in your shelters. Get your shit together. It's like,
just gather it all up in a bag and leave Sharknado.
Yeah. So, like, everyone gets into the, like lots of people die, and then then Space Laser saves everyone.
Yeah,
yeah.
There's I watched this. There's too much to work with. I've watched this, and I could easily write an essay on my problems with it, and I don't know what to say. Like, what do I say? Like, my problem has always... I've always said this to you. Like, the reason I hated the first... I think I remember trying to watch the first one. I had to turn it off.
Yeah.
I skipped to entirely when you bought me it. I stressed to you the reason that I can't find this funny is because it's trying to be a bad film. You can't make a so bad it's good film, though it happens naturally. You don't plan it. And what made me angry about the writing in that film again wasn't, oh man, sharks in hurricanes, that's so dumb. It was I got this sort of feeling.
It was kind of super dumb when they said they're living up there.
Yeah,
they're eating birds. That's how they live up there.
Yeah, kind.
Good science. Good top notch MIT science.
That's 20 science.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. I got this sort of sense of whenever there was all the scenes in between the ones that were supposed to be entertainingly stupid, all the stuff of them getting from A to B and characters opening their word holes.
Yeah, I will admit the way that I watched it this morning was any of those scenes where I did put it on double speed and I didn't miss anything.
Yeah. It's all those bits where oh wait, how would this character get from A to B, or as an example, and then someone would either think or say in the writer's room, it doesn't matter, it's Sharknado 3, we can get away with writing dumb shit.
The movie's real short too. It's barely 90 minutes.
Thank God.
Yeah, but it's just like...
I just find it so cynical.
Yeah, you get the sense that there's no connective tissue.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's like random character deaths at the end of it. Like the dad, like, it doesn't make sense how, like, I know sense isn't really here, but like the dad sacrificing himself somehow. He's like, the speed at which he gets to that satellite, it seems like it's barely a hop over there.
Yeah,
like,
he could have pushed himself off.
Literally, like, yeah, just pushed himself, and like those jetpacks should be good enough to like get him back. Like, just like one push of air would get him back to the shuttle, and then they could go back.
Can astronauts actually do that, where they can like use their air tank to push them?
Yeah, no, those jetpacks run on air tanks. That's how they work. It's just they create pressure and push you forward.
But like, are they different from their breathing air? I'm guessing air tanks.
No, they have compressed air in there. I wouldn't know if there'd be an option to use that for propellant, but it's feasible. Like, I mean,
I know it's like you could easily do it for real, but I didn't know like if you had an option. Like, I feel like NASA would say no, you're not using that to like propel yourself. That's breathing air.
NASA puts in a lot of safeguards and like extra options that aren't wanted, but you know you
they're
just,
there in case
you get into that situation.
I suppose so. Yeah.
So but yeah, he and the thing is, at the end, he's on the moon. They were nowhere close to the moon, so like if
he pushed himself there.
Yeah, if you could get to the moon, you could have pushed yourself there. You just will.
Okay, but let me like explain this. There's some satellite that I don't believe they explained that it had some kind of laser capability. Either that or
that breaks so many treaties, by the way, to have that there. No one's allowed to have space-based lasers.
Yeah, there's some piece of paper they wrote like 60, 70 years ago saying, don't put death rays in space or something.
This would be a bad idea.
That's scary. All that's stopping death lasers in the sky is a piece of paper.
Well, yeah, and, you know, nukes pointed upwards just in case. Like, yeah. It's like, hey, don't fucking do that.
That's not cool, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, he needs to like manually restart it so he gets over there, and like this is like hanging around Earth's orbit.
Yeah.
The moon's a bit further away.
Yeah.
So it's like
a lot. Like,
if you let's say like you somehow manage to like propel yourself from like an orbiting satellite over to the moon, would you have like going into the moon's atmosphere, would you burn up at all?
Not at all. There's barely any atmosphere. So you just impact, you know.
Okay. Yeah, so at worst, you're probably just going to damage your equipment a bit.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, to get there is like a 3-day ride in a faster-moving rocket, so no fucking way did he get over there.
The Hoff pushed himself with enough air to stand there and salute the Earth.
He became a speedboat, like he did in SpongeBob, the movie.
I honestly prefer that appearance to this one.
Yeah.
I genuinely think he turned in a better performance.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was on it in that film. He was with it. He believed that he was talking to a tiny Tom Kenny.
Yeah. Specifically Tom Kenny. Like...
Yeah. They shrunk Tom Kenny down and put him on his chest for those scenes so that we got the best performance possible. And then they rotoscoped SpongeBob over Tom Kenny.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure Tom Kenny is just SpongeBob in real life.
Yeah. I kind of want to watch that. Go back in time and watch the SpongeBob film over.
By comparison, yeah.
I think, from what I remember, the SpongeBob film is far fucking funnier.
Oh, yeah. And at least it's not fucking like a slog for this one. Like, it's
yeah.
So many annoying things. But comparing it to Man of Steel,
just bear with us, ladies and gentlemen.
we have a point to make, we think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the idea with this, we compared Hells with Doom and Event Horizon last week. We thought, like, what would cause the most destruction? Sharknadoes or Man of Steel? Specifically, Henry Cavill as Superman.
As the Man of Steel.
Yeah. Wrecking shop around town.
Well, let's see. Are we... when we talk about that, we're talking about just the character... Henry Cavill played, and a Sharknado.
Well, Superman trying to save a city versus Sharknado trying to ruin it. So, like, the first round, I'm thinking they've got a city each, and Superman's got to save it, Sharknado's got to ruin it. How fast do they both ruin it? Because there's no actual saving it.
Okay, let's see. All right. Well, with a tornado, I don't know how fast those things travel, but they're swinging around sharks. Um, I have no clue what would happen if somebody hit a shark at a building. Like, is the shark gonna like split open, or is it gonna do actual like damage to the building?
To be fair, like cows and cars have been picked up by tornadoes occasionally, so like
I keep forgetting cows get picked up. It's super funny.
God,
They must be so confused.
wouldn't you be? Yeah,
All you do is eat grass and shit all day, and then you're flying. Think about that.
that's a metaphor for life in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I would imagine it. Yeah, it would cause a lot of tornadoes on their own cause a lot of damage. So you
Yeah.
add sharks, you know, it's like
It's throwing sharks at things.
now. But we've got to remember comparing it to Henry Cavill's Superman. Him saving things is not very effective. Like he doesn't give a shit about you like being on the ground, but he is one man. So he's got to really try to wreck shop around the whole city.
I mean, when I think of Henry Cavill, when I think of Superman, I think since he's a Kryptonian and he lives so much longer, him like in his mid-20s has got to be like him, like pushing what, like 7-10 years old for a Kryptonian.
Maybe, but he's had enough time around to know not to do shit.
Okay.
But he still wrecks stuff. You know, like he's clearly got an adult brain of some kind.
But he's got like absolutely no fucking. He's had no real training montage when it comes to.
Where did you train? On a farm?
Or on a montage?
Yeah, we never got a proper train. You know, we got him like jumping around a little bit.
Jumped a bit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really like him. It was him, to quote South Park, racking a discipline.
But he had a space dad to train him for a little bit. His space dad could have been training him, but my point is that he doesn't really pay attention to all that shit and is quite happy to just like fuck a building, like dick first, right through it.
I just want the Superman to fly dick first everywhere.
Yeah. And now, I mean, like you were saying, like with a shark, like would it hit a building? Like, it would go through like maybe a window and like smash about an office. But the thing is,
I'm thinking like an office building, like lots of like concrete walls and just regular sized windows, not like oh, that's the thing. Like what if it went through Gotham City and all that. I'm not thinking like all the big glass skyscrapers that sway in the wind. I'm thinking like concrete walls.
Yeah.
Would the shark just split open and there be shark entrails everywhere?
I think a wall. It's kind of hard to say because, like, I mean, they're several tons, but they are squishy. So splat against the wall, I suppose.
Because I mean, they're getting thrown by a tornado, and
I mean, we're putting more thought into this than the movie does because that tornado, it just slams through Washington and like those sharks like just fuck buildings left, right, and center. Like the Washington Monument gets screwed over. The White House gets torn apart. Like, so it's you actually googling.
I'm googling how fast a tornado is.
Oh, I thought you were like how.
What would happen if a shark hit a building?
Yeah. What would happen if Sharknado?
How fast is a tortoise? A tornado? Between 40 and 100 miles per hour. Okay, so throwing a shark at up to 100 miles an hour building, I feel it would have a very similar sort of impact as a human. You just get dusted on the wall.
Wind speeds of a few intense tornadoes 300 miles per hour.
Holy fuck.
So yeah.
I mean, if we're going by like Sharknado 3, it's like the biggest one yet because of all the birds the sharks have eaten or something.
Yeah.
They
storm's been eating.
They eat birds and they can survive up in the sky for long periods of time. It's very stupid.
I just like the idea of between movies, it's like shark heaven up there, and like they're all floating around in the clouds.
They think they've gone to heaven. They get like torn back down. They think they've sinned.
Yeah. That's way better.
Sinning sharks.
Yeah. But I think the thing is, like, Superman's much smaller, but he can target right through a building. So, like, he can take down a building when he wants, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's a finite...
Or when he doesn't want to, sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's a finite amount of sharks in certain areas. So, like, it picks up a certain amount, and then it's got however many sharks in it. And once it throws them out, like, that's it. Like, and obviously, like, well, there's a bunch of people like fucking hunting sharks like super hard. So there's only so many sharks you can throw, and like these are all beached sharks.
Yeah.
So it can't just pick them back up and throw them in the ocean. So there's
Yeah,
only so many times it can have a Sharknado.
Whereas Superman just keeps gunning at it. You know,
If Superman has a happy, long, fulfilled life, he can fuck as many cities as he wants. Really.
Yeah, he can save us all.
He'll say, like, whenever I think of Superman saving us, I think of that scene in South Park where Mr. Garrison rapes Donald Trump to death, and like he huffs like glue. It's like, I came here to do just one thing, and that's what he's doing with the building. He just like huffs whatever
Huffs glue.
No. Glue for Kryptonians. Huffing glue for Kryptonians has got to be something like battery acid or fuck, I know, like tar.
Yeah. I can see it.
Just like huff some
right
tar.
off the road.
Yeah, just as they've got it in like
Huffing asphalt. That's just enough to give me a buzz.
That's enough to make me feel a wee bit dizzy.
Yeah, I can imagine Superman going for that. So I think I think the Sharknado has the same problem as Doom, is that it has a finite amount of resources to go through.
There's only so many scientists. There's only so many sharks.
Yeah, and they've stopped 3 of them. So after a while, they're going to know how to stop them. But Superman, he just keeps going.
How do you stop a god?
Yeah, because he dies, he comes back.
Yeah.
So like he
comes back with a mullet. And, like, you can't fight that.
Yeah, he comes back with a black suit and guns.
He comes back wearing the 90s.
Yeah, he comes back wearing a decade, and he's gonna throw it at you.
He comes back wearing cringe.
Yeah. So Superman, I think Superman, like in terms of being able to destroy like potential energy, he's much better at it.
But here's the interesting thing: the Sharknado. It seems to have very good aim for a tornado.
Yeah.
There's so many sharks
and it knows to specifically pick up sharks.
Yeah, it knows to like. It doesn't throw like fucking blue whales at people, which like you'd
Which
think
would be way more effective. Like
it doesn't throw Death Stranding at people.
Yeah.
And like it seems
it doesn't throw Life is Strange episode 4 at you, which would be way more depressing.
It just throws time traveling lesbians at you.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no! I asked for this.
Oh hella no! You got hella sharks. I know it.
Oh,
she should have been holding a shark at him.
Yes.
We need to go in and make some kind of like we need to contact that guy who just like gets those like trailers of like big films coming out and cuts in just nonsense into them.
Yeah.
So he just puts like Leia into the Avengers or something. Get him just putting sharks in Life is Strange.
Yeah. Life is Sharks.
Shark is strange. But yeah, like it seems to have very good aim. Like it keeps throwing sharks directly through people's opened or unopened car door windows. It throws like them through like holes in buildings, and when someone's standing there for ages, and you'll think, oh man, are they gonna get eaten by a shark? And they get like hit directly with a shark.
Yeah. It seems to be very specific about these things, and there's a lot of sharks to go through because it knows how to aim them, and it's got ammo to spare, so it's like it just keeps coming. Like,
and it doesn't even like break out the goblin sharks. It does regular sharks. Some great
occasionally.
Those weird freaky ones that look kind of like really long leeches.
Yeah.
Kill them. Just kill them.
Yeah, nature's weird. But yeah, it knows specifically to go for sharks. The storm is intelligent.
So who knows? Like, if it went up against Superman, Superman's probably like, "Oh, I've got this." But then, like, he underestimates the Sharknado, and it gets in a good hit on Supes.
Yeah. This would be the next event.
It throws in maybe a megalodon.
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't even think of that.
Like, yeah, this is the old argument of who would win between Batman and Superman. How much prep time does it have? How much prep time does the storm have?
Yeah, like if a storm really wants to like pull out the stops, it drags out the stuff from deep in the ocean, some Mariana Trench. Now,
this is how Aquaman would fight Superman. He creates a Sharknado.
Yeah. Now, let's ignore the fact that if you drag like stuff from the very bottom of the ocean, that it would just deflate in our.
Yeah, because they
our pressure.
They require a pressurized environment.
So let's ignore that because Sharknado has ignored a lot of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would like if it could drag out some horrors from the deep, maybe one Cthulhu.
Just one Cthulhu, yeah.
That's all. It's all it would
Well,
need.
that's all Aquaman does. Is just like, I need to fuck up these people. Bring up the list. This Cthulhu will do it. Okay.
Oh man, I think Cthulhu owes me one favor.
Yeah. Oh
One
no.
solid.
I slept with that guy's fishwife. Okay, this one. This guy. I'm pretty sure he'll do it. It's like, and then just drags him down to the deep. It's like, okay, we're square now.
Oh, that's not even like thinking about like giant squids.
Yeah.
Just imagine getting some badass squids in there.
Yeah, no, they could do way more damage because like they can like flail about. They've got like loads of arms, like a giant squid. Like
I feel like the ocean is like saying, dude, we could do so much more damage to the humans if you just let us on board. And the Sharknado's like, nah, then it will ruin the name.
Hey, does your name work as a pithy pun in Tornado? Squid?
So okay, like this.
Squidnado doesn't work. You've already got a D in your name. That doesn't work with the NATO thing.
So like, here's what I'm thinking: if they're having a good bit of prep time to fight Soups.
I like the idea of the ocean arguing with the Sharknadoes. Like,
yeah,
you're not...
Wouldn't it be the atmosphere arguing with because that's what makes tornadoes, right?
Yeah. They're just like, look, you could use any of us. We have so much more to offer here. It's like, well, but sharks. I mean.
I feel like if like they're getting their prep times, like, okay, Superman handed our ass to us last time, and then they have a will not go like silently into the night sort of moment. So I don't know, like a killer whale will show up or something and do that. Will not go silently into the night, and like that can like that all the other fish convince the sharks we need to band together.
Yeah.
And that's when they throw in all the other like badass fish that will kill you into the Sharknado.
Yeah.
So throw in
is
some
it still a Sharknado then? Because we have to think Superman versus Sharknado, either the movie or the concept.
Okay, to make it more Sharknado, when the hurricane or whatever like comes in, it picks up all the DVDs and Blu-rays of Sharknado and adds that to it to like put in more Sharknado. So you could say it's a tornado of Sharknado.
Yes.
So by definition, it should be
a Sharknado.
A NATO Sharknado. Yeah.
I like the idea of this operation being run by the talking sharks from the animated Titanic films.
Yes. I'm down with that.
Specifically the ones with criminal uniforms on them, and they talk like gangsters.
Oh man, what if it picked up the Titanic's wreckage?
What if
it used it as a baseball bat?
What if it picked up the Titanic animated films?
It would only get stronger, man.
Yes. Then Superman's fucked. Okay.
I mean, no. Here's what I want to know. Like when
to be fair, now we have to keep in account. Superman has deathly fear of tornadoes because one took his dad.
Yeah. This is true. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
And I don't think he definitely doesn't get like weak, but does he get less strong at night because the sun's not out and he's so
I don't know because he stores up potential energy from the sun. That's why he doesn't have powers as a kid. Like he takes several years to build up the potential energy to have it all inside, so he can do stuff. So I don't think he's less powerful at night. Maybe if it's night for a long time. So like if the Sharknado like holds over like and blocks out the sun for a couple of days or weeks.
And like let's think about it. Like I feel like Superman would be able to fight a Sharknado, but he'd have to keep fighting and it would wear him out. And because they've blocked off the sun, he'd have to go back up there and gather some sun.
Yeah. Yeah, just sitting on a lounger in space.
Oh, dude, I really want to. You know that famous image of Dr. Manhattan sitting on the moon looking sad. Now I just want to I want to get him out of there. Put Superman there on a deck chair catching some rays.
Yeah, it just like occasionally looks over at shit's happening on Earth. Not my problem.
Not my problem for 20 more minutes.
Hey, I booked this vacation. This is me time.
I own this.
Yeah, this is for me. You want me to fight that Sharknado? Well, that's going to be 20 more minutes. So Superman constantly, people hate him already. So you got to imagine the people aren't on his side with this.
I mean, imagine if the Sharknado manages to hold him off for a good few days without sun, and obviously him draining his energy because he's fighting all the giant squids and megalodons and a Cthulhu.
also
That
got-
sends him away, and we don't know. We don't really know how long it takes for him to recharge his super juices.
Yeah, but the Sharknado can just keep going.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah.
you got a space laser. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's something though. If he uses laser eyes from space, what happens then?
Depends how strong his laser eyes are strong, but I don't think it would be able to dissipate. Look, because we're talking a big Sharknado. I don't think it could dissipate that from space.
And he's only got little tiny lasers from his eyes.
Yeah, he's only got little tiny beard shaving eyes.
Yeah. He doesn't. He can't like shoot a log sized laser down there.
Yeah. Oh God, what else?
Well, let's just think, because you got to think, like, as he's doing this, he's causing more destruction.
Yeah,
'Cause,
and
like,
when he's recharging power,
Yeah.
that's time where the Sharknado can recuperate and can continue to cause damage.
because you got to think, if Superman's saving us, like,
I just gotta save you.
no, let me save you. Like, as he's doing this, he's killing everybody. So you got to imagine by the end of it, nobody's won.
Okay, so like that would mean like any special forces that have come in to help him with the Sharknado, he's killed them as well.
Yeah, he's gotten them killed. Like, he's like they've gone in there, and he's just like flattened them by landing at the wrong point at some point.
Yeah, so there's some F-22 Raptors in the sky, and he uses them to like slice through some sharks, and then when he's done with it, he throws it at a building and.
Yeah, to be cool. It's like, oh, was there a pilot in there? I should have checked.
I think I saw him eject.
Yes. I'm
worry.
sure his family will be okay with this.
Don't worry, citizens.
So in a way, there's no way for him to win, because by the end of it, everyone's dead.
Yeah, because
the
the sharks are eating people.
They're trying to do that. So in a way, there's no way for them to lose.
Yeah, okay, so it's throwing a whole shit. And just imagine, like, okay, there's a whole bunch of, like, this isn't just including, big, angry fish that are trying to kill humans. Like, I'm thinking also it's going to throw smaller fish, so it can maybe, like, it'll send in a horrible smell, and it'll make all the, like, cats and seagulls come out and annoy the fuck out of everyone, because like cats are all like,
and this isn't the Superman that saves cats out of a tree. He'll kill those cats.
He'll absolutely kill the cats.
Like, he doesn't give a fuck. He'll
No, I'm imagining him like going sort of like sending out these little beams just to kill as many small animals as he can on the way to the Sharknado.
like, Superman, why are you killing these cats? Do you want the cats?
I'm not a cat person.
Look, all I know how to do is cry on a fucking beach. That's all I'm good for. Like, just fuck cats, and they've done nothing for me.
Oh, dude. What if, like, as the Sharknado's like getting ready for him to come back, well, as they're preparing,
It's having a smoke, just like
I'm fucking ready for him.
yeah.
And, like
Put
it
'em
tends to its wounds.
Yeah.
Its wind wounds. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe it picks up some wind farms and oil farms, and like it uses them as like a knuckle duster and like some kind of like saw blade. Because think about it,
It's propelling them.
It's wind.
Yeah.
And it's throwing its wind into the blade, so it's using it to fight soups.
I can see it. Yeah. Using the oil tank as like fisticuffs.
Or maybe like making the oil tank like it's sort of like its center brain where it can like breathe fire out and like the other fish can like sit on top of it.
Maybe become a fire tornado. They haven't done that yet.
Is there any other like shit out in the ocean? I don't know. Maybe like it could like go in and like rip out like that big cable for the internet. You know?
It could throw 4chan at him.
Yeah. It could. There is like some like.
All the internet's like mainly runs through cables underwater,
and it all goes into the Marianas Trench.
Yeah.
So yeah, they unplug the internet. So
That's the deep web.
Yeah, of course.
Get the deep web out at him.
So yeah, they
Throws the FBI at him.
They scatter us by like so we can't like follow each other on Twitter. So
Yeah.
Where,
So basically dead.
Where's Superman? Where is he destroying this? I don't know. Where's he at?
Yes.
They do that bit.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know. I don't have the internet.
Okay, so we've got poor we've got like basically no communication. Superman is killing anyone who's trying to help him.
Yeah.
And the tornado has made some preparations by making. Is there any other like shit out in the universe?
out in the universe. It drags in the universe. It drags in meteors. It's just
No. It grabs the universe and punches Superman with it.
yeah, it's like, this is for that time you punched the universe. Remember that, Superman?
Fuck you, that was so dumb. So yeah, like it's got wind turbines for like blade hands. It's got an oil refinery, and the rest of its body is composited of lots of like angry fish in it and wind.
See, now you're doing a little motion for a walk there, so I'm imagining just a guy.
It's in a sort of humanoid shape.
I'm imagining a guy in a green, like, because the effects in these movies are fucking terrible. So you got to imagine this is a guy in a green screen suit with just a bunch of fake shit wind around him. Like,
they afforded a guy.
it's the director. He's just like, that's all they got.
Nah, I don't think the director would be bothered enough to do that.
Tara Reid then. Tara Reid would do it.
Tara Reid plays everyone.
Yeah.
Tara Reid plays Superman. Tara Reid plays the giant squids, the megalodon.
Oh yeah, I mean, if we're imagining this is a real movie, yeah, no, they wouldn't put any budget into it.
Yeah, but going back to Sharknado, fuck, she is so bad in that, right?
Right?
She's so bad!
Yeah, Tara Reid, I can't believe I'm saying this, but you can do better.
She was in, like, those American Pies, right?
Yeah.
She was better in that.
Yeah.
That doesn't say much.
Yeah.
I feel like, even for a Sharknado film, I'm like, dude, like, put some effort in. Some. I'm not asking for Casablanca. I'm asking for you to give a shit.
I'm just asking for an A for effort. Is that so much to ask? Just
I can appreciate effort.
Yeah. Even if it's an anti-effort, just an oh my god, something like that. Just like you give a shit.
Like, at least, like, commit to it. Like, yeah, this is Sharknado 3.
Earn that paycheck.
Yeah, and that salty paycheck.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Tara Reid's in there as well.
Yeah. Tara Reid's controlling the Sharknado.
Soon I'll have all the roles in Hollywood.
Soon I'll have a career.
I mean, to be honest, if you killed Superman, that would give you a career, no matter how shit your acting is.
Yeah, no, that would be.
Tara Reid wants a career so bad that she makes a windfish windmill oil rig body hurricane.
Yeah.
To kill Superman and get an actual career in Hollywood.
Yeah.
She also kills the internet and anyone who tries to help her.
Yeah, anyone who's shit talking her on Twitter is just like rip up the cables from under the sea. And you're blocked, and you're blocked, and you're blocked.
We created a monster.
I think that fundamentally though, the Sharknado would win though, right?
Are we still talking Tara Reid oil rig fish nado?
Yes.
Yeah, I think after a while it would it would go on for so long, Superman would give up, I think. I think Superman could feasibly beat it, but it would just be an endless process.
I think it would be like the fight at the end of Batman v Superman, where he thinks it's a smart idea to sacrifice himself to beat it.
Yeah.
And like at the end he does, but either it succeeds or it doesn't. The point is he's lost. It's like he's fucking dead. So yeah, and then
you can't fight nature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa! What if it dragged up Godzilla too?
Oh.
And it threw a Godzilla at him.
Oh, Bryan Cranston.
It picks up Bryan Cranston as well.
And he just like looks down disapprovingly at Malcolm.
a giant Bryan Cranston floating through the sky.
He's gonna be Zordon soon. That's his just his giant Zordon head.
You're all Lance and I'm your destroyer.
Yeah. He's just very disapproving of where Malcolm's ended up.
And fuck your eyebrows.
Yeah, we've made a way better movie.
Yeah. Please, Hollywood, again.
Are you there? Are you there, Hollywood?
Knock, Hollywood. It's Sam. He's got Jamie.
We've got another header out of the park.
A real humdinger.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think after
never hire us.
Which is code for please hire us.
Yes.
So yeah, I think after a while, Superman, because you can't fight nature, and it's you're
expecting a Sharknado, but
you fight a god. This is delicious comedy. Yeah, after a while, Superman realizes he can't keep fighting it, so he lets himself get taken into the Sharknado, and after a while,
he stabs it.
He stabs at a tornado.
The Sharknado, yeah.
I feel like he would like jump into the oil rig.
yeah.
He'd jump into the flaming pipes.
Yeah.
And he'd hope that would kill him.
yeah.
And he'd just kind of give up. And then I know the tornado would like have a victory smoke or something.
Yeah.
Have a little victory lap, and then it would.
Yeah.
What would the Sharknado do afterwards?
Have a career as Tara Reid, clearly.
No, I'm just imagining like shit Tara Reid films where like everything else is normal, but then when it cuts to Tara Reid talking, it cuts to like 70 miles away, and you just see like the giant mass of like dead fish and an oil rig.
Yeah.
And you just hear an echoey Tara Reid
I'm feeling
phoning it in.
I'm just imagining like after the fight ends, the tornado dissipates and like she falls to the ground, like it just...
And like she can't even sell the fact that she's
Yeah.
scared of falling.
Yeah, and I'm expecting like shit, like real bad green screen effects of just like her, like
She's
like,
on one of those what they call like lazy suits, those spinny things you have in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
That they put a big bit of green construction paper on the floor, put her on that, and spun it around and had her falling like that sideways through the sky.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm acting.
Yeah. And then she lands safely.
Yeah, she as she's falling, she chainsaws her way into a shark, gets in, and it like it
She
burns
just
up.
she just like slots herself into a shark and just uses that as the cushioning because that worked from space, right?
Yeah, after
And,
it burns
and
up.
give birth to something.
I will admit that bit where like he chainsaws a hole in that shark and puts the parachute through it and it bursts out. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll give it that. Oh yeah, and I remember cringing into oblivion when he pulled out the laser chainsaw.
Yeah, that's like I said.
Even for that film, that was a stretch.
Like I was saying, that's the kind of thing you do in the 10th episode or the 10th movie where you've gone to space and you have no ideas left. We're only on 3, so yeah, that's it. That's the end of it. So.
That was the sort of thing that I was saying, where like people said like we don't have to try it. Sharknado 3, we'll say it's supposed to be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, Tara Reid like survives from the falling, decaying fish, and then I know like Hollywood's just covered in dead fish forever.
Yeah, that's how this ends.
Tara Reid wins.
Tara Reid wins the whole thing.
Tara Reid.
So who wins out of Sharknado versus Man of Steel is Tara Reid. That's the end to this.
So then, does that mean like Batman needs to have a hit on her? Oh man, imagine Tara Reid versus Batman.
Yeah, it's like it.
And I don't think Tara Reid should have a costume. It should just be her looking middle-aged and very like just bored and average. Like,
Does she get to still have a chainsaw hand? If we can afford it.
We'll just have a black glove most of the time.
Yeah.
I suppose so. Why not? I mean, I feel like at that point, when she's become a god of nature, she doesn't need a chainsaw hand anymore. She just kills people with...
She's beyond that.
She is a bad actor. And then she ascends into the sky with all her fish.
I've gone to a better place where I have a career.
This is becoming really mean.
I guess.
I'm sorry, she's so bad in it though.
Come on, Tara, if you're listening, you know why.
Okay, like you said, Sharknado versus Superman. Tara Reid's the winner.
Yeah. And Malcolm in the middle, I guess.
Yeah.
Malcolm always wins, baby. Malcolm always wins.
They either like leave Malcolm as that human pillow, or they give him robot limbs. They all have black gloves on him. So
Yes.
he's always wearing. He's
Basically wearing a gimp suit.
Yes. We had to give you a robot body, but all we could find was excuse.
Yeah.
So yeah, Malcolm's finally in the middle.
Yeah. Of having limbs.
Yes. Somehow everything was going to be just okay.
Or fucking terrible, because this is Sharknado.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that 4th film.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Like that ending is so fucking infuriatingly bizarre.
It's so, like out of nowhere, right?
Yeah. Tara Reid successfully gives birth inside of a dead flaming shark.
Yeah.
She chainsaws the rest of her way out. They're like, oh man.
Now the events of that is like she goes into the shark. Finn gets angry. It's like he goes over to the shark, gets in. Like so that's like 20 seconds, and then like he's in the shark. He's looking around for her. He doesn't see her, and they fall to earth. He's like paying attention to putting a parachute in. The shark lands. and then like
She lands without parachute, doesn't she?
she's in that shark
Oh,
with him, but like he
oh,
just
yeah,
doesn't
sorry.
see her. Like, so he's in there. She's giving birth in that shark over the space of like 30 seconds, a minute, maybe.
That's the smoothest childbirth in human history.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably.
He doesn't hear her screaming or anything like that at no point. Like, they let her go to space while pregnant, by the way.
Yeah. She, on a whim, she decides she wants to go to space with them.
Yeah.
I love that in the film where it's like, don't you need months of training? It's like, no, we don't have time for that. You know, the computer does the work for you. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's not how that works at all. And also, you're pregnant. Don't go to space. That's a bad idea.
Your baby's probably gonna pop on the inside.
Yeah. Well, anyway, she ends up in labor. She, like, quietest labor ever, right?
Right.
And yeah, he pulls her out with, you know, when she chainsaws through. So that was kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty disturbing seeing
And
them pull a baby out of a dead shark.
And then she like hands the baby, and then like she's about to go get his like dad's badge or whatever over on the beach, and a fucking bit of debris comes out and like hits her.
And then it says Finn ? Is he gonna get revenge on space debris in the next film?
Yeah, because it's not even like the shark did it. It's just a random piece of debris. We don't know if it hits her. I guess it did or whatever.
I have to assume it killed her.
Yeah, you'd think, right?
But then again, they survived entering Earth's atmosphere in a flaming shark.
I mean, pretty rad idea, but
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
that's pretty metal. I can get behind it.
Yeah.
But just thinking about it, yeah, why write that in there? What was wrong with that?
Exactly.
I mean, there was a lot wrong with that ending.
There was a lot wrong with everything before that.
But what was the point of that additional thing?
I know, like it made me angry because I was just like, what, why?
Yeah, it's just like
I don't get it. It added nothing really.
yeah.
Like, I'm not asking for, I make everything, give it a happy ending, but it's just like, if you're gonna put that in, have it as a means to some kind of end.
Yeah. Maybe we'll find out if they ever make Sharknado 4 through 10.
Oh, I'm sure they'll wank out a sequel.
Yeah. Tara Reid's got to have that career.
Well, she does now. She killed Superman.
Yeah.
I've become an acting god.
We've definitively resolved this.
No one can argue with us.
Yeah.
It's scientific fact. Fight us, science community. We'll fuck you up.
Fight us, Tara Reid and Sharknado.
Where's your god now, science?
Yeah.
I feel like scientists said that when they watched that film. Where's my god now?
Yeah. So, oh my science.
So yeah, we're answering the questions that people like. We're brave enough to answer the questions that people are too scared to ask. I think.
Yeah. This was an important thing, and we've resolved it.
You're welcome, the science community. We'll take our Nobel Peace Prize now.
Yeah. I think
we got the most. We got more mileage out of Sharknado and Tara Reid than anyone has.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, I mean, this podcast is longer than that movie, so yeah, we literally got more out of it than they did.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening, guys.
All right, we'll see you next time.